It's Mr. Russell. Happy Monday. So today we are going to be creating a table of values. So what I want you to do before I go over the do now, I want you to write down the learning target. Make sure you put your date on the worksheet, and then I want you to try the do now. I want you to pause the video right now. Try the do now on your own before you watch me go over it. Okay, so hopefully you pause the video and you try this on your own. So on the do now, we have a point plotted on a coordinate plane. This is only showing quadrant number 2 because we're to the left of the origin and up. And I also labeled my x-axis. The y-axis was already labeled. The question says, there's a little bit of a lag, I'm sorry. Valerie was doing her homework and stated that the following point has the coordinates 9, -4. What was her mistake? So remember, whenever we plot a point, or whenever we're given an ordered pair, the first number in the ordered pair is the x-coordinate, and the second number in the ordered pair is the y-coordinate. So the x-coordinate is 9, the y-coordinate is -4. What was her mistake? So I'm actually just going to plot this point to see where it leads me, 9, -4. Whenever we plot a point, we start at the origin. The x-coordinate is 9. I actually can't even put that on here because that would bring me to the other side. Never mind, I'm not going to plot that point. Well, let's look at the point that Valerie plotted. Okay. Well, to get to Valerie's point, okay, if we look at the x-coordinate, we have to go down. We go straight down to get to the x-axis, and that puts us at -4. So the x-coordinate should be -4, and the y-coordinate would be 9, because we're just going to draw a line straight to the y-axis. Okay, so I think it's pretty clear to see what Valerie did. Valerie switched the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. The x-coordinate was -4, and the y-coordinate was 9. Valerie switched the x and y coordinates. The ordered pair should be -4, 9. So it's really important. Order matters. That's why they call this an ordered pair. The order matters. If you switch the order of the numbers when you're writing them, it's going to give you a completely different location. This point, 9, -4, would actually be on the other side of the y-axis, and all the way down here somewhere, but we only showed quadrant 2. The point that Valerie wrote would be in quadrant 1. Okay, so let's take a look at some important vocabulary here that we have to know, and some of this is review. See, all of this is review because we've done this before, but it doesn't hurt to review. So the x-coordinate is the first number in the ordered pair. All right, it's the x. This is the number that you put into the equation rule. The y-coordinate is the second number in an ordered pair, xy. This is the number that you get out of the equation after entering in the x-coordinate. Okay. And then lastly, the ordered pair. A pair. Pair means two. So it's a pair of numbers, x, y, inside of parentheses and separated by a comma. The first number represents the x coordinate, and the second number represents the y coordinate. Okay, so what we're doing today is a little bit different. We're not graphing, but you guys are going to see where ordered pairs come from. Okay, and ordered pairs come from equations. Okay, you can pause this video if I'm going too fast. Pause it. Make sure you take your notes. That's the nice part about having a video. You can pause it. That's my hand. There we go. Coming down, coming down. Okay, so the steps. When we want to create ordered pairs, so we're going to be given an equation like y equals x plus 6. For now, I'm giving you x values to put into the equation, and then we are going to come up with y values on this side. And then we're going to put them together to have an ordered pair. But the steps, first step is to substitute. Replace the variable with the x coordinates that are given, or replace the variable with the x coordinate that is given. And the second one is to evaluate. Remember, when we evaluate, we get a value, we get a number out. And then we write the x coordinate and the y coordinate together as an ordered pair. Okay, so I'm going to do these two with you, and most of this is a calculator exercise. This one's not super hard. Okay. And what we're going to do is I'm going to rewrite the equation that I was given. I always like to set up the top like this. I put it in gray and I set it up for you. And we are given x coordinates. All of these are different x numbers that we're going to replace the variable x with in the equation. And that's going to give us a y. So it's going to look something like this. Y equals, I'm going to substitute -2 plus 6. I have my calculator here ready to go. Okay. And all I'm going to do is put the right side of the equation in. So -2 plus 6 equals 4. Okay, and then I'm going to write that as an ordered pair. So we put -2 in as my x. We got 4 out. The calculator is y. Okay, so the ordered pair is -2, 4. And the cool part about this is once you put in your calculator, scroll up, highlight it, hit enter, and now I can go in and I can put my other numbers in. Okay. So the next one, we have y equals, now we're putting this x value in. We're putting -1 in. -1 plus 6. Okay. So I just need to go back in the calculator and change that to 1. That gives me 5. So I have to keep moving it. Trying to find a good spot on the screen here. There we go. Okay, so this coordinate I put, this row I put in -1 as x. That gave me 5 out as y. So I have -1, 5 is the ordered pair. Okay, now I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. So for this row, I'm substituting 0 in for x. Okay. For this row, I'm substituting 1 in for x. Alright, so that was the x. I'm putting 1 in. And then for this row, I'm substituting 2 in for x. And here's where the calculator really comes handy. I can go in, hit enter, and I can change to 0. I have to delete that digit. Okay, 0 plus 6 is 6. I didn't really need a calculator for that, but it's a good habit to practice. Put in 0, got out 6 for y. Okay, moving this. Highlight this row, changing the 0 to 1 for this row. 1 plus 6, well I know that's 7, I don't need the calculator for that, but we put in 1, we got out 7, so the ordered pair is 1, 7. And then the last row, we put in 2 for x. 2 plus 6 is 8. Throw in the calculator if that makes you feel better. Put in 2, got out 8. Okay, so this is the list of ordered pairs I get when I substitute these numbers into this equation. And you'll see in tomorrow's lesson how when I start to plot these ordered pairs, I get a special kind of shape. Okay? So let's try the next one. We'll do this one together, and then this video lesson will pretty much be done. The rest is up to you. So we have the equation y equals 2x minus 4. I'm trying to get this set up so we can see everything on one screen. There we go. It's getting there. And there's terrible lag. Okay, cool. So now we are going to be substituting the same numbers, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, into the equation y equals 2x minus 4. Okay, so I like to do it this way. I like to write the equation and then replace this x with the numbers first. So I like to do the substitution part. Then I put everything into the calculator. So this is -2. Now I'm going to substitute -1 into the equation. Now I'm going to substitute 0 into the equation. Now I'm going to substitute +1 into the equation for x. And now I'm going to substitute +2 into the equation for x. Okay, so now that we have all this substitution, right, all I did was replace x with the number in the x for that row, okay, for every single one. So -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And now I could just let the calculator do that work for me. So to my first row, that's really the only thing I'm going to have to type in a lot. So 2, I'm only putting in the right side of the equation, 2, open parentheses, -2, minus 4. Remember, this means 2 times -2 minus 4. I hit enter, and that gives me -8 for my y. Now you can go up to the expression that you typed in and change it to -1. Hit enter, and now I get -6. And you'll start to see a pattern when you do this in the y's that you get out. Now I need to change the -1 to a 0, so I'm going to delete the negative sign and type in 0, which should give me -4, -8, -6, -4. What do you think is going to come next? Let's see if you can figure it out before I type it in. So now I'm going to substitute in +1, and we got -2. Okay, so -8, -6, -4, -2. What do you think is going to come next? I see some sort of pattern. Remember, mathematicians are pattern finders. See if you can figure it out before I type it in. Excuse me. 0. Okay, so we substituted all of our x values in, we evaluated to get the y values, and then our last step is to write the ordered pair. -2, -8, -1, -6, 0, -4, 1, -2, and 2, 0. Okay. So I just want to mention for a couple of these, some things, you guys are going to do the rest of this on your own. I need you to take a picture when you're done and put it into Google Classroom. And you do have IXL homework tonight on making tables. It's not bad. Okay, since there's a fraction here, you are going to get out some fractions. That's okay. You're not wrong if you get fractions out here, or decimals. Fractions and decimals are numbers, just like whole numbers. And you're just going to write them down and then write them as an ordered pair. So you will get fractions and decimals for this one. Don't be afraid, it's okay. And then the last one, well, if they don't give me numbers, right, then you're not always going to be given numbers. You can pick any number and put them here, but usually we start at 0 in the middle, and then we build. So I'd do -1, -2 going up, and then +1, +2. So for these ones, just substitute those in. Okay? So please finish these for classwork, take a picture, and post it to Google Classroom so I can give you your classwork grade today out of 5. If I don't see it posted, it's going to be a 0. I don't want to do that. And remember, end of marking period is Friday, so please try to get those homeworks and those classworks done to increase your grade. Many of you need it. Have a great day, everyone.